friends, I'm glad you're here today. We're going to pull together a lasagna soup. So there will be a link down below in the description box where you can just click on that and get the recipe for this lasagna soup. You know, we love the flavors of lasagna, don't we? I mean, the meat, and sometimes you can pork or beef, or Italian sausage, and the sauce that tastes like it's been simmering all day. In some cases it has. The cheese, the noodles, and I actually do have a lasagna recipe here on YouTube, and it's also in my cookbook. So you can find the links to purchase my 2 cookbooks down below as well. Well, thank you for being here today, and let's get started pulling together a lasagna soup that is going to taste delicious, but it really doesn't take a long time or a lot of effort. So you could do this during the week. If you work during the day and come home, you could pull this together in the evening. Katie here with Heritage Ways, and I'm so glad that you've joined me today. We are working through some soup and some stew recipes, and maybe even some accompaniments, things that can go with soups and stews this winter. My hope and prayer for you this winter is that you're having a restful winter. Maybe December was a little rough, maybe 2020 and 2021 were rough, but I really hope and pray that you are having an intentional, restful winter, because I am intentionally and deliberately taking things slower and learning how to go slower. And that too is what I will have a passion for this year to share with you. If you're interested in a slower lifestyle or more intentional or cozier home, then I hope you'll stay with me. I hope you'll hit the subscribe button and then ring the little bell to get notifications, because that's how you're going to know when I upload videos. We have all the classic ingredients out here for a lasagna, pretty much, and I want to walk through how we're going to make this. But remember, the link is down in the description box of this video. If you're watching this on a device where you can't comment or see the description box very well, then just head over to heritageways.com and then type in the search bar lasagna soup. That's all you have to do. There are a lot of recipes over there, a lot of content at my website, and I'll be adding more, sharing more as the year goes on, Lord willing. A tablespoon of avocado oil. You can use whatever oil makes you happy or whatever you like to use, but that is what I'm using, and I've got it on medium heat. Now we'll let that oil kind of come to a shimmer, and what that means is you're going to tell that it's thinner, it is warmed up, it moves better in the pan, and it is kind of shimmery. Alright, then we're going to add the sausage. I have a package of sausage that I picked up at Aldi at my grocery store, but you can get these kind of Italian sausages anywhere, pretty much. Put those, remove the casings. These are just like the sausages that kind of resemble brats, I guess, and they, I'm turning the heat up to medium high, and they do have the casing, sometimes natural, sometimes not natural casing, but you can remove those, and that allows you to have more of a bulk sausage feel or idea, or you can use a bulk sausage or ground beef if you wanted to do that instead, if you don't eat pork or can't find it, or if it's too expensive or whatever reason. Please know that I encourage creativity and flexibility and versatility in my kitchen, and also as I teach people how to cook, and as I write my cookbooks. Now I'm just going to get that to almost brown, and then I'm going to add 1 chopped onion and finish cooking the onion and the meat together, like that. And you can break it up as much as you want or leave it in larger sausage pieces. I'm going to add my onion, 1 chopped sweet onion. If you want to use a yellow onion, you can do that. I prefer to just buy sweet, and that way, that's pretty much what I use in everything. Sweet or red. That's what I like to use. Okay, I'm going to saute this. It's still on medium high. I'm going to cook this, so it's probably going to be 3 to 5 minutes at the most. Stirring and kind of separating. And I'm going to get ready to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. You can do fresh. Ooh. There we go. You can do fresh. You can do this ready-made. You can do, sometimes I've bought those squeeze in the deli section at the grocery store. I've bought the squeeze tubes. Just know that probably fresh is going to be your best bet. It will not have any additives or preservatives. Now this meat and the onions are going to continue to cook as you add the other ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic. And if you want to add more, add more. I would like to tell you that I am not of Italian descent. I don't want to give you that impression. But I do have a dear friend, Darlene, at Super at 60. And I will link her YouTube channel below. But she is going to be your best bet for just a sweet channel, sweet lady, friend of mine. And she actually has a lasagna soup recipe that she put out recently. So I will actually link that below. Check out her channel. Tell her Miss Katie sent you. And check out her tips and tricks and her recipe as well. Alright, then add a teaspoon of fennel seed at this point. I love fennel seed. It's okay if I add more than a teaspoon because I just love it. I have it also in my deep dish cast iron Chicago style pizza recipe that I have in my first cookbook and here on YouTube. I will link that video down below for you as well. It's 2 videos actually. I put it out when I was learning to make videos, and y'all, that recipe, I'm just going to tell you this. I have to look at you when I say this. We love going to Chicago. We've been 2 or 3 times. We love to eat. And the last time we went, we tested the theory that Chicago deep dish authentic pizza was better than mine. And I'm just going to tell you now, I'm not... This isn't bragging. This is encouraging you to go check out my video and my recipe. But we tasted at, I can't remember, it was right there on Lake Michigan. I can't remember which restaurant it was. It was outdoors. I don't know if it was Gino's or Giovanni's or whatever. Anyway, Mr. Patient said, Miss Katie, your pizza is better than the authentic Chicago deep dish pizza. Now, I hope that doesn't offend anybody. We love, love, love eating out everywhere. We love Chicago deep dish.
This is going to go on IGTV later after the fact. Okay. So, for real now, be honest, I'm serious. Compare this Chicago deep dish pizza in Chicago, here at Navy Pier, Giordano's, to my recipe on YouTube, which is one of my top videos.
Yeah. I think yours is better. I think,
don't just say
no,
that.
I feel like yours has more flavor than this does. And the one we got has sausage, peppers, onions, and mushrooms. But like I said, yours seems to have more flavor.
Well, I like mine a whole lot.
I do too.
And I especially like it when I make it with einkorn flour, which I do a lot. And I'm just saying I like mine better too. Is that, we ought not say that about authentic Chicago deep dish pizza. But we're saying it.
That's what we think is true.
All right. Okay, the recipe's on YouTube. Should they check it out, little miss?
Yes.
How do you like, I mean, this is good, but.
Yours is still better.
All right.
Plus, I think yours has more crunch on the bottom.
Mine has more crunch on the bottom. Yeah, I do like the crunch. All right, thank you.
Most recently, I make my crust, my deep dish crust. Of course, I make it homemade, but I also use einkorn flour more recently, a mixture, and that makes it good. And just good fresh ingredients and lots of homemade love, you know. And so, just check out those pizza recipes or videos if you want to. And also, like I said, it's in my first cookbook. Let's get back to adding ingredients to this soup pot. Okie dokie, so we're just still working on getting that meat cooked. We're gonna kind of cooking that fennel seed with these onions and garlic. Oh, it just smells delicious. It's going to be wonderful. So the next thing is a can. It's a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. These are organic. They're from Aldi. I like to shop at Aldi. But any brand that you like. This is, like I said, diced tomatoes with the liquid. So let's put that in there. You notice I didn't drain the fat. It's a one pot, one-stop shop, y'all. Good stuff. Okay. Now, I need 28 ounces of a good beef broth. You could use a chicken broth or a vegetable broth if you wanted to. 28 ounces is ideal, but I am going to use this whole box of 32 ounces. Again, this came from Aldi. This is organic. This happens to be fat-free, so I'm not upset that we didn't drain the fat from this sausage. So again, and I'm going to turn it on high because I'm going to need this to come to a boil. So I'm adding this beef broth. I like to, if I do buy beef broth or chicken broth or stock, I like to look for as few ingredients as possible in my broth or stock, and I don't want any weird ingredients. Okay, right now I'm actually getting that fond, F-O-N-D, off the bottom of my pot. That's where the sausage cooked and it stuck to the bottom and it made a good, that's where the flavor is. Made that brown on the bottom. Well, I'm scraping that up with the broth. Okay, the next thing is 8 ounces of tomato sauce. And then 6 ounces of tomato paste. Now, you can add a splash of red wine if you want to, and or a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Just adds a, or you could do both. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of this, and I'm actually going to do a splash of red wine. It just does add a depth of flavor, but it is optional, obviously, if you don't want to do that. Alright, let's go in with a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. This is my homemade. I do have a video about this, and I have several seasoning recipes in my first cookbook. That's about a tablespoon. Rub it between my hands to wake everything up. Alright, 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. You can omit that if you need to. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can adjust that as you want. And then about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. What I'm wanting to do is to bring all this to a boil, and then I'm going to add my pasta. Now, you can add broken up pasta, lasagna, if you wanted to. I like to use, I think they're so cute. In fact, it inspired me to make this video when I went to the market and saw more of these. But these, it's called on the package at the Amish store, it's called mini lasagna. but I think it has an authentic Italian name to it. But they're just tiny little lasagna shaped noodles, and I thought it would be great to use that today instead of the broken lasagna noodles, which definitely you can use. In fact, oh my goodness, you can use whatever noodles you want. 2.5 cups of the noodles. So we're going to let that come up to a boil, and then we're going to add the noodles, and I'm going to clean up while that's working. All right, we've come to a bowl, and so we're going to add the 2.5 cups of the pasta. So I'm just going to put this in here, and I'm going to reduce it. I don't want it to splatter everywhere, but I do want to obviously keep it going at a high temp to an almost boil, long enough for the pasta to become al dente, and that's going to be about 10 to 12 minutes depending on what pasta you're using. So I'm going to set my timer on 10 minutes. And keep it right above medium, kind of maintain that low boil. Alright, we're about 2 to 3 minutes shy of our 10-minute mark. So it took 7 to 8 minutes for these to become al dente. Now, I want to warn you against they're becoming mushy, so you don't want to cook it all day long. You know, if you wanted to make this in the crock pot and let this, everything except the pasta, if you wanted to put it on low or something, but you want this pasta to be al dente, and that just means to have a bite, not mushy. And also, I turned this down as I went on too. I didn't turn down to medium, and now it's just right above low. So it is ready to eat, and what we're going to do lastly is add a 1/2 cup of grated or shredded Parmesan cheese. This is shredded from the deli department if you wanted to shred your own, or if you wanted to use the green box stuff, you could do that as well. 1 cup of ricotta, because lasagna, it's ricotta. Yum. Love the creaminess of ricotta. If you needed to keep this dairy free, you could adjust, not use this. You're still going to have those good flavors. Let's get that mixed up. And you're just going to have a wonderful lasagna in a bowl for a nice winter evening. Now that provides a creaminess. And Little Music Man asked me could he be my taste tester, so we're going to bring it over here to the butcher block and see what he thinks. Well, I have a special taste tester with me today. Now, we have a lot of new friends on here. Tell them who you are. Come around here and tell them. This is actually Curious George's friend, if you were wondering. He's such a good friend of Curious George. What is your name?
My name is Little Music Man.
Little Music Man, and he is quite the music lover and a piano player. And he was with me on the chicken tortilla soup video. You tasted that. Remember, you love the broth. Right, and a lot of our friends who've been here a while and our new friends said that they enjoyed seeing you on here. So he said, hey, can I taste test this lasagna? He said, can I taste test this? And by the way, what's in it?
Yeah, what is in it?
So it's lasagna soup. So it's going to have the same flavors as lasagna. What do you think?
I think it's good. Just one thing.
What?
Did you make sure you put noodles in it?
It does have little miniature noodles. Let me show you. They're the cutest little things. They're little miniature lasagna noodles.
Ooh.
Aren't those cute? So that inspired me to make the soup this week. I have 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley to add at the end. Yes, I do grow fresh parsley here inside the house in the winter. It's actually in my laundry room, or in my mud room rather. Alright, I'm going to add this to the soup. You can also garnish with the fresh parsley. Now I have some French bread from Aldi, not Italian bread. but I have some French bread in the oven. Just get some good crusty bread. All right, I'm gonna dish this up, and which bowl do you want to use? One of the, that's Dad's bowl. That's Dad's bowl that Miss Barbara, our friend in Florida, sent him, and that is just Dad's bowl. You want this one? Okay. All right, how much do you want?
Just a little.
All right, and while he is tasting it, I'd like to thank some very special people. Is that all you want to taste? A little more?
All I want to taste.
Look, do you want Parmesan cheese on it? You do that. What kind of spoon? Do you want this soup spoon or a smaller one?
Soup spoon.
While he's tasting that, I want to thank our patron folks, some of the folks that are on Patreon rather, and they're called the Heritage Friends. And we have different tiers, levels of patrons, and those folks support us and get exclusive content, and we just walk life with them at a closer relationship, and we're so thankful for them. It's hot. And I want to thank, I wrote it down because there are 14 of our patron Heritage Friends, and I don't want to forget anybody. When I get up here and film, I'm liable to forget things. But we're so thankful, and we say hello to Amy, Alvina, the Wish Team, Bet, Betty, 1919 Homestead, Daddy Kirbs Homestead, Kedesh Farm Homestead, Denise, Ellen, Jeannie, Jerri, Julie, and the Weaver family. So I want to say hello to our Heritage Friends, and thank you so much for following Walking Life with us over there at Patreon. And to learn more about what we offer, you can just follow the links down below. All right, I think we have some success here. I've already got my bowl ready. Really? You like it? Okay. He likes it. Now let's see what I think. Okay. I think Mr. Patient's going to love this.
Did you put this in it?
I did, see? I
You
did.
need more.
This is so good. You could put mozzarella if you wanted to garnish. I don't think I'd put mozzarella in the soup because you'd have a lot of stringiness coming up.
Just do it in your bowl.
In your bowl, That is good.
May I have some more?
You may. We're about to sit down and eat together, but if you can stop long enough to tell them, see you next time, then I'd appreciate it. Okay. Thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.